wish I was born in Asia instead of the US, because as a second generation Asian, I'm a straight disappointment to my family, my ancestors, and my culture. I can't cook Asian food. I don't know anything about my culture or my history. All I know is that the Vietnamese people wore rice hats to protect them from the sun when they were working the rice farms. I'm half Vietnamese, and I can't even speak Vietnamese or understand it at all. My Chinese is very shit, if I'm being honest. I speak Chinglish. Cantonese was my first language, and my Cantonese is also shit. They call me ABC, American-born Chinese, which is kind of like an insult because we're American and then we speak Chinese with an American accent. I'm basically a banana, yellow on the outside, but white on the inside. So whitewashed that.
My dad tried to explain the decline of American empire by saying during 5,000 years of Chinese history, even the most thriving dynasties started showing signs of decline at 250 to 300 year mark. I'm like, Dad, America started in 1776, so 2026 will be the 250-year mark. Why did you move your family to North America 20 years ago? Did you not check the calendar? Now we get to have the front row seat to experience the fall of the mighty empire while watching Asia's rise from afar.
Growing up here, I was also very proud to be an American. I was born here, and I thought that we were the best country in the world, with the most money, the best military, the best science, the best schools, the best everything. And it wasn't until I was middle school or high school where I really began to recognize the xenophobia that was happening, and that we became much more hateful of China. Like, as I was connected with my culture, I was proud to be Chinese, but there was an inflection point where I was really embarrassed to be Chinese. I hated being Chinese. I did not want to be associated with my people. I didn't want to hear the Chinese language. I was embarrassed to hear the language being spoken out in public. And I even hated it when I was in China hearing it, because when I visited my grandparents. And it wasn't really until college when I started to, after I joined some cultural organizations, where I could finally reconnect and finally be proud of my culture again. It's really sad it took maybe at least a decade for me to recognize that, like, being Chinese is part of who I am. But now I'm afraid of being Chinese. I'm afraid of being Asian American. Ever since the pandemic, now when I walk around, I see someone giving me side eye or looking at me, I'm worried that they're just going to pull a gun and just unalive me. I'm worried that they're going to come attack me, attack my parents, attack people that I know, and it's very scary. To the point that my parents think about returning to China because they think that it's better than having to constantly worrying about their physical safety and whether they'll be safe here in this country. And it's very ironic because the Chinese word or Chinese name for America is 美国, which literally translates to beautiful country. And it's really sad that we are showing the rest of the world that we are not beautiful and that we're actually very ugly. And it's pretty sad that I have to consider actually moving because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe here in America, and I also don't feel safe in Europe or in the West. And I don't know what to do because my entire life is here and all my friends and family are here. I don't know.
视频里这群 ABC 啊，在美国出生长大，现在居然开始埋怨自己的父母当年为什么要移民。说真的啊，这事啊，要是放在10年前，估计没人信。但现在呢，这股后悔潮正在大洋彼岸汹涌澎湃。今天果果就跟大家好好聊聊这个话题。最近啊，我刷社交媒体的时候，发现了一个特别有意思的现象，大量的 ABC 就视频里的那些二代啊，就是美籍华人二代，他们集体在网上发声，诉说着一种前所未有的纠结。这些孩子从小被告知幸好咱们出来了，不然还得在国内受苦，可当他们真的通过手机屏幕看到今天的中国时，整个人都懵了。你知道吗？有个女孩说她第一次在视频里看到深圳的夜景，整个人都傻眼了。那不是她爸妈口中的那个落后贫穷的地方啊，满屏幕的科技感和未来感让她开始质疑到底谁在说谎，是父母还是自己的眼睛。但你以为这只是视觉冲击吗？不，接下来的对比才是真正扎心的。咱们来算笔账啊， 这些二代移民在美国的生活是什么样的？每天早上挤地铁上班，单程1个半小时起步，路上还得时刻警惕周围人的异样眼光。到了公司呢，天花板看得见摸得着，同事之间的寒暄永远隔着一层膜。说实话，我有个朋友在硅谷工作10年了，技术能力杠杠的，结果呢，升职机会一次次被更合适的人选拿走啊。而与此同时，他们在社交平台上看到国内同龄的人生活，早上用手机点个外卖，中午坐高铁去隔壁城市谈业务，晚上刷脸进小区，这种对比啊，就像一记记重拳打在心窝上。更讽刺的是，他们想回去寻根，却发现了一个残酷的真相：这群孩子带着一腔热情回到了祖国，想要重新链接自己的根，结果呢，跟亲戚说话磕磕巴巴，点菜看不懂菜单，连扫码支付都要研究半天，那种尴尬啊，果果真的特别能理解。他们就像是飘在半空中的蒲公英，风往哪儿吹就往哪儿飘，却始终落不了地。在美国，别人看你的脸就知道你是外来者，回到中国一开口，大家就听出来你是香蕉人。这种进退维谷的处境让很多年轻人彻底崩溃了。有人在视频里哭着说，我到底是谁？我属于哪里？这份身份焦虑比任何物质上的得失都更加折磨人。说到底啊，这场代际反思的背后折射的是一个不可逆转的时代转折。30年前，人们眼中的美国梦是金光闪闪的，30年后呢，东方这条沉睡的巨龙已经醒了。当年那些父母以为自己在逃离，实际上是错过了一个国家最波澜壮阔的崛起时刻。现在的中国有让世界震撼的基建速度，有引领全球科技的创新，更有让海外游子羡慕的安全稳定。这不是夸张，这是事实。所以啊，当这些二代移民开始反思父母的选择时，他们见证的不仅是个人命运的错位，更是大国崛起的历史分量。中国的强大繁荣让全世界都侧目，也让这些漂泊的灵魂开始重新思考，家究竟在哪里？好了，今天的话题就聊到这啊。如果你有类似的经历或者看法，欢迎在评论区告诉果果，记得点赞、订阅、加转发哦。你的支持是我最大动力哦。比心，明天见，拜拜，拜拜。